Ladies and gentlemen, at COP22 in 2016 in Marrakesh, His Excellency Denis Sassou Nguesso, President of the Republic of Congo, announced the launch of a large-scale initiative to preserve the Congo Basin. A year later, I was pleased to witness the signing of the memorandum creating the Congo Basin Blue Fund by 10 African heads of state and governments. Today, that visionary idea has been transformed into a sustainable and practical solution available to 16 countries of the Congo Basin with the support of the Kingdom of Morocco. The Brazzaville Foundation has been involved in this project since the very beginning. It made me aware of the enormous potential of the Congo Basin, the second lung and first carbon sink on the planet. The preservation of the Congo Basin is a global challenge to mitigate the effects of climate change and an African challenge to protect the biodiversity of the great forests and of the Ruhr, and to ensure the well-being of its inhabitants. Following the Paris Agreements, COP26 is an essential event to raise awareness of the realities of climate change. Like Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, I believe that action is better than words on this issue. And that's why I'd like to congratulate all those who have acted within the Congo Basin Climate Commission to finalize this great project. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to support the development of real-time actions of global and African levels, and to continue to promote the Congo Basin. Welcome to COP26 in Glasgow.
You're going to be hearing a lot of words over the next few days. COP26, net zero, carbon neutral, emissions. Some of those words sound big and confusing, but fear not, here's what they all mean. Let's start with COP26. Now, it stands for Conference of the Parties. This year will be the 26th annual conference, giving it the name COP26. It's attended by the countries that signed the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which is basically a list of promises from lots of countries who all want to tackle climate change and help the planet. World leaders will talk about reducing the amount of pollution their countries create and reaching something called net zero. So, what does net zero mean? Well, net zero.
Picture this. It is 2050 and together we have built a climate neutral society. Solar and wind energy has replaced fossil fuels. Our cars, buildings and factories use clean energy and we breathe clean air. New jobs have come with modernisation and green technologies. Our cities are greener and we are better prepared for heat waves and floods. Our forests and natural areas have grown and wildlife has flourished. We've averted the worst of the climate crisis. We are back on track. Sounds too good to be true. In Europe, we are convinced it's possible. If we start now, we can make it. In Europe, we have a plan, the European Green Deal, to become climate neutral and to grow our economy. At the COP26 in Glasgow, we will call on the world to raise ambition and take action that will lead us to a better future.